Well, here we are with breaking news on pricing for Tesla. Imagine that. Here we are in April, a new month, which of course means new prices. We've had price changes all over the place with Tesla since the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, these price changes do affect both the Model 3 and the Model Y, but it does not impact the S or the X, at least for now. It is, after all, only the first handful of days of the month of April. There's plenty more month left for Tesla to continue to change prices. With that said, there's also an update online to the configurator for the Model Y, which now features the updated center console. So this new updated interior that we saw in the Model 3 is finally showing up online for the Model Y. Now, we've been seeing deliveries with this updated center console for some time now, so it was only a matter of time before it did end up showing in the online configurator. We figured it was probably right after the end of the quarter before they'd go ahead and update the online configurator. So as you can see, that center console is now featured online visually for the Model Y. And it's nice because they did update all the pictures to reflect this new interior. Like I mentioned, this is the interior that's been delivered for some time now, but just to make sure they didn't overpromise and underdeliver, they did not update their website for some time. Here it is, finally here. I know some folks have been saying that they're waiting to make their order until they can see for sure that updated interior online. What's interesting to note is neither the Model 3 or the Model Y mention anything about a heated steering wheel. That said, we've been seeing a heated steering wheel in cars for quite some time now, so I'm surprised to see that that also was not updated on the website, but it is what it is. We've been seeing the heated steering wheel for some time now. It is in those cars as well.
What's up, everybody? This is Bearded Tesla Guy, and I'm teaming up with Charity Stars. Charity Stars is going to be giving away a 2021 Tesla Model Y Performance with 0 to 60 in an alarming 3.5 seconds. Make sure you check with your doctor to make sure your heart can handle that kind of speed. 303 miles of range, plus they're going to have full self-driving enabled on this car. You're going to be able to get this in any exterior and interior color you choose, which is pretty awesome. Make sure you get that white interior. This car is also going to come with a tow hitch, and they're going to give you a wall connector so that you can charge this thing at home. $10,000 cash in your pocket to help pay for taxes and everything else you need to start your adventures in your performance Model Y. If that wasn't enough, they're also going to be putting something pretty cool on the back of that Model Y Performance. They're going to give you 2 VanMoof e-bikes, which is pretty freaking awesome. So this is going to be in support of Race to Erase MS and Cure Addiction Now. So make sure that you buy your tickets before April 29th, because that's the last day to get in. Go to charitystars.com/BTG to buy your tickets.
So now on to pricing, and this is going to make your head spin a little bit, so I thought maybe it would be helpful if I plotted this out for you a little bit. So here we go with prices. Back in February, we started seeing price changes from Tesla. We actually had a couple in February and we had a couple in March, and here we are in April with a new price for the Model 3 and Model Y. This is across many variants, and if you already have an order in, this should not impact you. Now, previously we've seen prices go down, which is usually a good thing, but we've also seen prices go up. And unfortunately, the news for today is all price changes are in the upward direction. So talking about pricing, we're gonna start with the Model 3. So back in February, the Model 3 saw several price changes. Here's what it looked like. We had the standard range and long range reduced in price by $1,000. The performance went up by $1,000. However, it was only a month later that we saw 2 additional price changes to the Standard Range Plus and the Long Range All-Wheel Drive. The Standard Range Plus went up by $500, and then again another $500 just a short period later. The Long Range All-Wheel Drive also followed that same schedule and went up $1,000 in the month of March over 2 $500 increases. Then here we are tonight with new updates for new prices. The Standard Range Plus and Long Range All-Wheel Drive have increased by yet another $500, and the Performance Model 3 has gone up by $1,000. So with that said, here's your new pricing across the models. The Standard Range Plus comes in now at $38,490, the Long Range All-Wheel Drive at $47,490, and the Performance model at $56,990. Just like the Model 3, we've seen similar updates in pricing across the Model Y lineup. The standard range went down by $2,000 in February. This price reduction was only valid for 3 days, maybe, before it was removed altogether as an ordered option. The long-range all-wheel drive went down by $1,000, and then the performance went up by $1,000. Again, this was in February. Then March came around, and the long-range all-wheel drive that just went down $1,000 went right back up $1,000. No other changes were made to the other Model Y options. Here's our new update. We have an additional $500 increase on the long-range all-wheel drive Model Y. So for your Model Y updates, here's your new prices. $50,490 for the long-range all-wheel drive, and the performance is still coming in at $60,990. What's interesting is having two $1,000 increases on the Model 3 performance this year so far. It's interesting to see that we don't have that yet in the Model Y performance. Could that also be coming? I think that there's a real chance that we could be seeing the performance model go up in price here in the next couple of days or a couple of weeks. So if you've been thinking about a performance Model Y, you might want to get that order in now before a potential increase comes to match that increase that we saw in the Model 3. And then for the Model S and X platforms, there was only one model that increased in price, and this was in March. The Plaid Plus Model S went up by $10,000, which brought the sticker price up to $149,990, which with or without that $10,000, I couldn't afford it anyways, but it did change in price. So with this blowout quarter that Tesla just had, this is either an indication of Tesla adjusting pricing to try to overcome an influx of demand that they're unable to fulfill, or they're increasing prices just to overcome the additional costs that most businesses are experiencing right now. There's a shortage of labor. There are extreme price increases in both raw materials and in electronics, and this ripple effect is going across all industries. So it's probably a combination of those two things, but for now, I would not anticipate seeing prices go back down anytime soon. As a matter of fact, we may be on board for additional increases in the near future. We'll cross our fingers and hope that doesn't happen, and hope that these prices go down rather than up here in the very near future. So there we have it. Those are the updates. I wish I had better news for you this evening, but unfortunately I do not. These increases are always frustrating, but even when prices go down, people who just took delivery are also frustrated because they just missed out on a price decrease. So it goes both ways. Whenever prices change, it is frustrating, but I think that long term, the prices will continue to go down over time as this technology in batteries becomes more cost effective. So take that with a grain of salt. Whatever you paid today, it doesn't matter in the next couple of years because that version will be a lot cheaper than what we're paying today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram @BeardedTesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.